Here's my care and respect part two. This is the one with the S's that I was talking about earlier. This one should be quicker because it's all this, but it's got a lot more schemes and double entendres and stuff like that in there. So we'll start with the rhyme scheme. Right? And we got my barrier, corner, boxer. Barrier and boxer don't really go well if you got the ear, sir, but you got the B there, so you got barrier, boxer, and then corner. Core goes well with core and corset. So even though it sets it off, like breaks it. Remember earlier we were just going in, right? Though we did have some ets in there, we were still going in. So then when I sped it up, I went barrier, corner, and boxer. So it sped it up. It broke the scheme. So then we could add in new schemes, right? And remember, this is quicker. So there's my barrier, my corner, my boxer, of course, it's a higher, my core, set in liars, no coordinate, just desire and internet, right? Versus, this in my care has fallen quite a few stairs, it's broken like a tear, and a hymen is no longer a virgin, right? So we got core, set, corner, core, and even though ner and set don't go really well together, you got ner, I. So this is basically almost perfectly sewn in piece of rhyming in here. My barrier, my corner, my boxer, right? And you got the BB, and then you got the core. So the core set doesn't seem too rigid. It sets it apart, changes it, but we already had a change from earlier. Instead of N, you were expecting another but you weren't expecting another after that, and it sped up. So you're malleable. You're not gonna be like, oh, I don't want this. And then you got set. So then this double, it instills, set. We have a new rhyme in there, set, and then you got higher, so you got go back to so you're like, oh, we got set and and we got my back in there to sort of sew it in. You're still, it's not too bad, it's not too jarring. Core, so you then got this back here, corner, core set, core is set, right? And liars, and then you got higher, liar, and then you got in is, and you got sort of this sound, so this all goes together. My core is set in liars, is set liars, no chord, and then you got still that chord, but this is core is set, chord or net, right? Core is set, chord or net. So those sort of all have multi-syllable rhymes or similar because you got the k, so you got the core, and then you got the and then you got set, net, set, right? And then you got or, which sort of goes in one of these, but we also got no or just, right? Just, of, and then stuff like that. Sorry, I'm getting way ahead. And then you got ire, desire, with higher, liars. And you got an interweb, internet, right? So you still got the but you got the right? Core, chord. Doesn't sound really too much like that, but you got the and then you got the net, and you got the net in there, and you got the in here, and then it is in there. And you got this connecting, and you have all these words connecting, so it doesn't seem too bad out of place, especially when you add another one that sounds almost exactly like it, right? And then scammers doesn't really sound like liars in there either, or desire, but scammers can sort of jump in there because of an right here, and then am right here, and also you got interweb right in between those mashed in, so it doesn't seem too jarring or out of place. It seems, because if you just rhyme all these words together, it sounds like a tongue twister, and it's sort of hard to be like, oh, these are all different words, but then like it doesn't sound like you're saying too much. But when you add scammers, or if you add a little bit of a change, like some of these words just don't rhyme in here at all, not only because that's really hard, but because if they all rhyme perfectly, well, like it can sound good, but sometimes it just don't. Right? And then you got and. So, and, scam, and, to complete the net. And then you got interweb, right? With the internet. And then you got spider. So going back here to desire. And then my bed, by my, sort of go together. And then you got of, just, That's what I was talking about. Shove, right? In a lead, bed. And then you got in, back in with right here, right? And then you got interweb, internet, with flyers. You got flyers, filer, F-I-R, right? Even though the L's are in different places and there's different words, they got multiple parts of it that do rhyme together, right? And then my, you got back to my with by my. So you got my right here, my respect, right? And then you got respect right here with corporate, right? Or and then you got back to core with core, and then you got corrupt, right? And then met right here, and then you got dead, and you got almost, and you got is back in with in right here and in right here, and then you got most, you got with another mayor, me, met, right? Ma. And then you got dead right here, dead, right? And dead, corporate, corrupt, met, player, debt. And then you, right here, when I added mayor, you got, pay, and then you got play, right? A was added in there, and then pay me later, right? Sort of goes with mayor, even though me doesn't really sound too much of a well thing in there. You got P and P to add these in, and then you still got A, and then which you're expecting. So pay me later, player, mayor go well together, and then you got corrupt, like I said, corporate, core, or rup, and then you don't really have ret or right here, but you got met, ret, met, corporate, met, player, right, debt. And then let's go on to the actual meanings, So this, we'll go into word schemes first, right? Word scheme meanings, things that sort of go well together. This is supposed to be a boxing ring rhyme scheme. A barrier, you got a ring, right? Corner, a person that comes out, puts down the chair, and is like, hey, you got to do this. This is blah, blah, blah. And then you got the boxer, the actual dude who does stuff, right? And then corset goes back with the clothing one, right? And then you got higher, right? Cord or net. So this is sort of a circle, like an actual idea of those people that walk across the string with the net under them while balancing. That's like sort of what this is getting at, together, connected with together. And you got, corset and core as in your stomach, and then corset as in, what goes on in your stomach to shrink it. And then, set of stuff, like set goes into set there. But we already spoke about the rhyme, so I don't know why I'm talking about that. And then you got internet, scammers, interweb, which are all, computer or the internet, interweb, Google, whatever you want to talk about, going together. And you got spiders and web going together because, spiders make webs, but you also got the interweb right there. And then you got flyers and filer going together. And this is supposed to be lead, like metal, lead. I just didn't know how to spell that very much back then. And then you got dead, which is supposed to be a bed, lead, dead, which was, I was meaning to, basically a coffin, a lead coffin that's poisonous, where I rest, but I don't think I got that idea very across. And then you got the mayor, corporate, corrupt, debt, pay, all these things to do with the corrupt government, but also like corrupt money, like paying, right? Okay, and then let's go back into the actual description of what it means, right? The idea I'm trying to get, which is my barrier, the thing that protects me, my corner, the person that's supposed to be, talking me, describing, helping me win this fight, and then my boxer, the person that's supposed to be fighting for me, are all a corset, or just clothing that's supposed to restrict me, to fold me, mold me into the shape that that society wants me to be, or these people specifically want me to be, not what I should actually be, right? And my corset is set higher, so these things are my choking, my noose. They're choking me, they're killing me. That's their goal, right? My core, as in, like I said, stomach, but also like the center of my being, my core is set, so it's not moving around, it's not moldable anymore, it's set, it's placed, it's hard, right? It's set in this thing, it's not moving very easily, because if you said, oh, this is set, right? If you're talking about like metal or something that's moldable, like, oh, the clay is set, you're like, oh, dang, now I gotta mix it with water. I gotta do all these things because if I just pick it up and try to move it around and shape it, it's not gonna do anything. It's gonna break, but it's already broken. It's it's already set. You gotta do something to change it because it's harder than it was before. And liars. So what I hold dear, the core of my being is in liars. It's set in liars. Right? No cord or net, nothing to protect me. No cord for protection to yank me back or for me to balance on or net to catch me if I fall. Nothing. And my care is falling still, right? Um, and since it's in sand, I'm falling. Just desire, just what's to catch me? Just desire. Nothing. Just my emotion. Just desire is left out of my care. Right? Care can have a form of desire, so that's just all that's left. An interweb of scammers, an interweb, right? So an internet, the internet, of scammers. So all the people on the internet, all the people for me to search are just scammers, people that are going to scam you out of your money, right? An interweb, so, an interconnected area of spiders. So my interconnected group are just spiders, poisonous, venomous. They're hiding, waiting to catch you and kill you, right? By my bed. So once I wake up, it's the second I wake up while I'm in my bed with flyers. They're trying to scam me with flyers. They're trying to be like, hey, this, to shove in a lead. So they're shoving in my face. And like I said, I was trying to get across that this lead was supposed to be my lead bed, a lead coffin, because it's so radioactive with my poison. But it's also trying to have me shove the flyers into a lead filer. So since they're trying to give me all these ideas in my head, they're trying to file away in my lead poisoned brain, all their ideas. My respect is almost dead. So now, not just my care, but my respect, it's almost dead. It's still broken and destroyed. It's almost dead. And this mayor, corporate, pay me later, corrupt met player debt. So, mayor, the people that elected this, it's corporate though, which corporate and mayor shouldn't go together. But it does. That's how reality truly is. Corporate. It's not. It's not a good thing, for your life to be based off a corporation, because the way corporations are supposed to work is for the corporation to live forever, and you're not going to live forever. You're not. So it'll kill you so it can live forever, And this mayor, corporate, pay me later. So basically it's, I'm not getting paid now. I'm working for this company. I'm not getting paid right now because they're like, hey, no, I owe you. I'll pay you later. It's corrupt. This whole thing is corrupt. Even if the pay me later and this wasn't corrupt, I might get paid later, but no, it's corrupt. And I've met this, I've met these people. I've met this corporation, player debt. So they're being a player, but also like I'm like a pawn, like I'm a player with my debt. They've given me debt just to play with me, right? I'm owed to this debt, this respect and my care, and these actions. I feel a debt. I feel heavy from it, right? I feel that no, I should do this, but it's heavy. It's a debt. And yeah, that's like the whole sort of idea of this. I probably missed some parts of it because I'm got sunburn and not too much. Like I wrote this like 2019, 2018. Right. I'm recording this now in 2024, so I had like 15 maybe. Let's see. So let's see. That's -4. And then -2. So I was more like 14, 15, 14, 17, something like that. I don't remember exactly when. Might have been 2020. No, it wasn't 2020. It's like maybe 2019. But point is, I wrote this a long time ago. That's why some of the words are like I didn't write this. I got this off my phone. But that's the point of why like some of the words are incorrectly spelled, and I don't remember all the stuff that I've done. Like all the stuff that I explained. And I wrote this before the other two songs that I've, not the explaining, but the other songs of poetry that I've done. Okay. But, yeah. If you liked it, you know, throw me a like, or share this to people that you might think also likes this. I actually spoke to a dude and he really liked it. But yeah, just if you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. If you want to see more of these videos, I'm trying to record a bunch of videos today, like 20, maybe upload one every day or one every few days. I don't know. Um, Hopefully I don't upload them all at once, because I think that would just be a bad idea. But yeah, so this is my Care and Respects part 2.